Good morning, traders. Welcome to today's market review. This is Razak, Senior Trading Strategist here at CMTrading. And today is March 31st, 2023, and today is Friday morning. So looking at the highlights of the day, Big Tech does it again and rallies the market higher. But first, looking at the major economic events of today. So at 2:30 South African time, out of Canada, we have a monthly GDP number coming out, and then out of the United States, a core PCE price index number coming out. Now, looking at the various markets, starting out with the Forex symbols, we're watching the US dollar weaken, and as we look at the indices, the Dow Jones remains steady while the NASDAQ breaks higher and new highs for the year. And looking at commodities, gold bounces back to resistance while oil remains unchanged. And looking at the stocks, obviously, big techs, we're going to cover it, all rally to their highs. Now, looking at cryptocurrencies, Bitcoin unchanged. So let's take a look at the markets and see what we can expect from today's trading. So here we go. We're going to take a look at the Euro USD. A couple of things here to note. Number one, it's developing an upwards trend line. Okay, that's very important. It's quite a steep one as well. So these type of trend lines, I'm a little bit cautious of just because they falter out if they're too steep and they have like a V formation that's formed afterwards. Number two, we are right there at resistance-ish level. Now, the upper resistance is 110 and we're just about 109-ish level. Okay, just 8 pips above 109. So not a big deal, okay, but it does still have room to go on the upside. However, with that said, okay, we may see it. There is a minor resistance at this area, 109, so just keep on looking at it as it unfolds. Okay, I don't want to jump into this right away, but I would look for the GBP USD, which is trading at resistance, okay, all the way at the top of its range at 123.92. Now, this might be interesting because as the US markets go higher, what happens to the dollar? It goes down. So if we continue to see the markets, the US markets continue to push higher, by default, the dollar will go down. It means that the GBP will go higher. So keep that in mind as this is still unfolding. Now, jumping into commodities, starting out with gold, trading at that resistance level, 1983, come back, okay, from yesterday's, I would say just consolidation here, okay, but it is trending higher to its upper range, so keep that in mind today. Looking at crude oil, pretty much unchanged at $74 a barrel, just inching higher, but not doing much, okay, but we are above that resistance-ish level, so this is really an important level. As if we break above 75, then, the sell-off that we had that took us all the way to $64 was maybe just a weird event, okay? I don't want to say a weird event, but a different event, okay? Because speaking technically, there is no rhyme or reason to that, okay? It needs to follow a certain guideline. When we were trading between $72 and $80 a barrel, that was, as we call, in a range. We broke that range, and now we're kind of violating whatever new range that we're trading. So I can't draw any conclusions to that. Now, looking at the U.S. market, starting out with the Dow Jones, steady here at 33,070, but strong. Okay, when I say strong, it's pretty decent. Whereas the NASDAQ broke two new highs. Okay, broke two new highs for the years, 13,092, broke above it. This is what I was looking for some strength in that market, and we got that. Okay, Apple traded higher, bounced higher, gapped up higher, and then took it higher. Even Microsoft was higher with a gap up, not even, but also, let's just say it correctly, Microsoft also gapped up and went higher. Facebook keeps on being bought. Okay, this is a very strong stock. And you see money is funneled into it, okay? And this is how money is funneled into it, where big investors are putting money into it. They don't take it all in one shot, but gradually they build the position into it. Looking at Amazon also, gapped up and went and didn't fill in that gap. That shows some tremendous strength there. Intel continues to be bought at $32 a share. So this has continued to be strong. And let's see what happens later today when it comes to Intel. Lastly, looking at Bitcoin, not doing much at 28,000, just steady and unchanged. Okay, but this is still a decent sign. Hasn't sold off, but it hasn't gone up higher either. So, the fights of the bulls and the bears at this area is quite tight, between 27,000, 26,000 on the high side and 28,000 mid side. That has been trading for quite some time. So I would imagine that I would continue doing that as this gets some sort of direction, either on the upside or the downside for that matter. This is Fed Razak. I want to wish you guys a great trading day. Thank you.